So I'm on my way to Liverpool today, and it is in the middle of Storm Darragh, I believe it's called, high winds, and it gives us an opportunity to discuss some tips for driving in extreme weather and high winds. Now we're going to go on here until the M62 to take us up to Liverpool. But first of all, you need to check the weather conditions and listen to advisories. And if it is extreme weather like it is today, a storm, then if you can't avoid driving, then try and put your journey off if you can. Now the first thing to do, you can feel the car buffeted around, so slow down a bit. I'm doing 55 miles an hour. Yes, the speed limit is 70. It's not necessarily safe, so take your time, give yourself distance. Now it's important that you have two hands on the wheels as much as we can at all times, not driving around like people do with the hand on the gear stick down here. Now, even though it says national speed limit, we need to slow down a little bit in extreme weather. The car's being buffeted around, you can feel the wind blowing the car around. Now you can see from the conditions here, there's lots of spray, visibility isn't great, so slow down a bit, don't rush. Yeah, the speed limit is 70 miles an hour here on the M62. There's no speed restrictions as such, but use your common sense. Why would you better go as fast as you can on a lovely sunny afternoon as you would on the daylight today? Now make sure you hold the steering wheel firmly with both hands. Get a feel, not so tight you're buffeting around, so you've got a nice firm grip on the wheel with full control. Now with the winds there's also come the rain as well, so look out for those following distances, minimum 4 seconds following distance. It'll be 2 seconds to drive, double it at least to about 4 seconds and beyond if you can. Definitely obey the advisory speed limits. It says 60 here at the moment. I'm not doing 60, I'm doing 55. It's just not worth pushing it along. Go at a sensible pace. A safer speed might be a bit lower than even what they're advising. You've got to have extra observation skills that you would normally do even. It's windy, watch out for tree debris, stuff can get blown onto the carriageway. I'm looking ahead here, there's a car on the left, so just keeping an eye on that, and then extending my observations all the way around, so there's no surprises. Now if conditions get too much, then pull over, find a service station, find a lay-by. If it gets too dangerous to drive, don't drive. Now this isn't all lanes running smart motorways, speed limit's been reduced to 60. I'm not a great fan of these smart motorways, especially with all lanes running. If you break down, you've got to try and make it into one of these refuge areas here. You can actually feel the car being blown around. So make sure you've got a nice firm grip on the wheel, not overly tight, but firm enough so if the car does get blown around, you can still keep control of it. So the car in front just cut in front of me. I've just eased off the gas a little bit to maintain that distance in. Now the surface spray is going to make a big difference to observations here. You can see it's almost like driving in fog, so I'm going to be a little more cautious, really looking out, looking all around me. I want to know what's around this car, and if anything does develop, I've got time to do something about it. And do remember, those are not advisory speed limits, they are actual speed limits because legally upheld with the speed cameras, because it's in the red circle, that's a mandatory speed limit. Now I've got my lights on main beam, but I've got automatic lights, and these lights won't come on automatically in the daylight necessarily, so if you do have automated lights, just make sure you don't sort of switch off from them and ensure that you have actually put the lights on. Now my car is being buffeted around, but we've got to be extra careful for vehicles that are really susceptible, like those lorries over there, anything that's taller and it's wider, so we're talking lorries, coaches, anything that's towing something, motorcycles especially. So looking up ahead here, got vehicles coming on, I'm just checking my mirrors. I'm going to give people extra time, I'm going to signal come across, just put that gap in front of that vehicle, allowing everyone out. Now you've got to be very careful of surface water. It tends to gather near the central reservation and the third lane, so you might get a car suddenly swerve across. We've got to look out for aquaplaning. That's where too much water's got under the tyre, it lifts off, and effectively one side of the car has got into a skid. And you can see from the windmills over there how fast this wind is actually blowing here today. It is Storm Darragh, it's a named storm. The advisory is not to go out unless you can avoid it. And there's been reports there's 100,000 homes without power being caused by this storm. So I'm looking up ahead here, got an abnormal load here, and a little bit wider, so it's got an escort vehicle. What I'm going to do is just keep an eye on that, keep an eye on my outside lane to the right if anything's coming down here. It's quite a wide lane here, so it's okay at the moment. So I'm just keep on doing what I'm doing and just keep on going past this vehicle. So if weather conditions do get even worse and it's not safe to drive, then pull over, go to a service station on the motorway like I am here. You're allowed a couple of hours free parking, but that doesn't matter. Your safety is far more important than getting to your destination on time. So if you haven't got an agenda to keep, just reset your expectations. If you're going to be late, you're going to be late. It's not a problem. You can pull over to a service station, phone ahead and say you're going to be late. Don't rush it. It's just not worth the risk. So with the slip roads there, I just eased off nice and early, gave a clear intention I was going to let those vehicles out just by dropping back, and everyone got out safely. And it's quite congested today. Now beware, in certain places you might be susceptible to crosswinds. Generally on higher places, over bridges, through a valley, the wind can come across and just take you off guard. So look ahead, read the road, anticipate and plan, and if necessary, slow down a bit if you think there's an area coming up where you're going to get some crosswinds. Now think about these big storms that come through. You get these sudden lulls for a couple of minutes and suddenly it just kicks off again with some really big gusts. It's very inconsistent. It's a bit like having patchy fog where you think you're okay, then you hit a bank of fog. So be really careful. Watch the trees ahead and see if you can see them moving around a bit, give you a warning. You're going to come into a gusty area. So we're coming into an area here that is very susceptible to crosswinds. You saw a windsock earlier. And fair enough, it's on a bridge, it's high up here, so the speed limit's gone down to 50 miles an hour, so I'm just going to come in on this side. But coming on this side, if something does get blown around, at least I've got the hard shoulder here. I could take evasive action if necessary, if something dramatic was to develop in front of me. So we're just going over the bridge here, very high up, and you can really feel the winds gusting the car along. Now at this point here, I wouldn't really want to be positioning myself next to a high-sided vehicle. I want to put myself in a space where there's as much space around me as possible. So I say if something does develop, we can do something about it. So generally what we're doing, we're going a little bit slower, we're allowing ourselves time, we're really extending the observations, we're driving defensively, we're driving in a manner to allow that people might not do the right thing, other people might present a hazard to us, so we're looking out all the time for any developments that might happen. That means you'd have to do a change of speed or change of direction.